He cheated on me. But one email cost him his entire career. On our third wedding anniversary, I found out my husband had been having an affair with his colleague for 2 years, and they both held senior positions at the same company. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I wrote one email. Just one. And within a week, they both lost their jobs because of a policy they'd broken themselves. My name is Sanam, and this is the story of how patience, aimed at exactly the right place, hits harder than any argument ever could. Danish and I had been married for 4 years. He was a manager at a multinational company. I ran my own boutique from home. Life felt normal, routine, stable, sometimes even boring. His colleague, Ina, had come up in conversation before. Always at office events, always described as just a coworker. Danish would mention her often, always with praise. Hina's so organized. Hina saved the whole project. At first, none of it raised any red flags. That kind of talk is normal in most marriages. Things started to shift when Danish's work trips became more frequent. Karachi, Lahore, even Dubai once, always with the team. But the flight details only ever showed 2 names, Danish and Hina. One night, his laptop was left open. I stopped myself from checking his passwords, but an email preview was already visible on the screen. Hina had written, "Miss you already, can't wait for next week's trip." I said nothing. I just noted the date and slowly began gathering proof. Message screenshots that had accidentally synced to another device, hotel bookings on their shared calendar, and a voice note Danish had mistakenly sent to me instead of her. I looked into his workplace. The company had a strict conduct policy. Romantic relationships between senior and junior staff had to be disclosed, especially when both were involved in the same project. Danish and Hina were both on exactly that kind of project. One where Danish personally handled her performance reviews and promotion decisions. That was their biggest mistake. I told no one. I simply compiled everything, screenshots, dates, hotel receipts, into a calm, professional, factual message and sent it to the company's HR department. No accusations, no emotional language, just the facts and a clear reference to the policy that had been broken. Within a week, the company launched an internal investigation. Emails, travel records, everything matched. Danish found out something had been reported when HR called him in for a meeting. He came home and asked me directly, "Did you do this?" I simply said, "I just told the truth. The rest is the company enforcing its own policy." 2 weeks later, both of them were let go. Danish for abuse of managerial authority, and Hina for undisclosed conflict of interest. No one ever knew it was me because I never signed my name to that email. Danish tried to apologize, calling it just one mistake. I told him 2 years, dozens of trips, and breaking company policy along the way. That's not a mistake. That's a decision you made, over and over. We got divorced. Danish eventually found new work, but the reason behind his last job always seemed to follow him into every reference check. Someone once asked me, "How did you stay so patient through all of it?" I told them, "Because anger only makes noise. Proof gets results." Today, I run my boutique on my own terms, living life exactly the way I want to. Sometimes, the strongest response is the one delivered in complete silence. If something like this has ever happened to you, or you're wondering what you would have done in my place, tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more emotional revenge stories every day.